I can't believe this is actually happening.
Welcome to the Ark of the Frogs. It's the largest collection of endangered tropical amphibian species in the world. Some were even thought to be extinct until just a couple of years ago.
Look this baby.
To find these so-called lost species, the Ark sends experts into the vast and beautiful Ecuadorian Andes. And they have just discovered new evidence of an animal that has not been seen since 1988. But is it still out there? And can we bring it back from the brink? Cameron from Planet Wild is joining them on an epic journey into misty forests and narrow creeks to search for the lost frogs of Ecuador. If we can find them, we could stabilize their population and help them fight a deadly pandemic that is killing frogs all over the world. We're Planet Wild. Welcome to Mission 16.
Where I'm standing is just a few miles from the equator, and this stunning landscape is a hotspot for possibly the most endangered animals on the planet, frogs. And we're going on a journey into their world. The mild and moist climate of Ecuador's mountains is perfect for frogs. So over hundreds of millions of years, they've evolved in an astonishing variety here. There are now 625 known species in Ecuador alone, and they're the beating heart of wild ecosystems all over the world. They're prey to larger animals and predators of smaller invertebrates, so they sit right in the middle of the food web, cycling nutrients up and down the chain and providing that essential stability. If we lose them, it would critically affect the balance of countless ecosystems. Insect populations could explode unchecked, and predators that feed on frogs would be forced into fiercer competition and even migration, with all kinds of knock-on effects and local biodiversity collapse. Basically, we need frogs.
But their incredible diversity is sadly vanishing before our very eyes. Today, 2 out of 5 frog species are threatened with extinction, and 174 of them have completely dropped off the map. These are the so-called lost species. With no known surviving population, they haven't been seen in decades and are likely to never be seen again. But there's one place that made it its mission to find and bring back the lost frogs of Ecuador.
And this is the Hotspot Center, otherwise known as the Ark of the Frogs. Honestly, it's like something out of a movie here, and we get to go inside. It's the largest frog research and rescue center in South America, located in the heart of Ecuador. I can't believe this is actually happening. It is the second largest of all of the frogs and toads. And this beautiful, monstrous individual right here is one of a few that came out of an in vitro breeding program here in the Hotspot Center. First, they set out to go and find these lost species deep in the forest. Then, they breed them to build up their numbers. Finally, they'll release a healthy colony into a new habitat with just the right conditions. This way, a once decimated species can recover. So since I was a child, I've kind of been obsessed with frogs, and so it's a pretty big deal for me to be here, especially because I'm going to be meeting someone who is a bit of a hero and definitely more obsessed than I am. This is Jaime. He's a renowned frog expert and photographer, and his research has taken him on countless expeditions into the wild to search for survivors of lost frog species.
Look this baby.
And his love for these animals goes back a long way.
When I was young, I started to go to the field with my family. I started to see nature and see amphibians, and was like, wow, they are absolutely stunning animals. It was an obsession.
We're here to join Jaime on a week-long expedition because the lab has discovered evidence of the existence of 2 frog species in 2 different locations. Both of them were thought to be lost. Now we're going on a quest to find them. First, we're using a new method called environmental DNA, or eDNA. By testing the water of remote forest streams, we have revealed genetic traces of a frog that hasn't been seen in more than 35 years, called Atelopus arthuri. The DNA evidence tells us that arthuri is still out there, living by the Tatahuatso River, deep in the Andes Mountains. Now all we need to do is find them. This river is fed by hundreds of tiny streams, which means our search area is basically the entire valley. The thing about arthuri is that they're maybe this big and perfectly camouflaged green and brown for this environment. So It's not an easy task.
It's cold, it's starting to rain, so it's wet, but we need to be patient. Maybe if we are lucky, we can find it. And when I'm in the field, I feel peace. Is the happy place. My happy place is to be at home.
So the team has been searching this river for days, and now we only have one night left. So it's going to be a bit less happy place and a bit more desperate, to be honest.
Well, it's the last night. We didn't find yet, but we never lost the hope. We know that it's here according to the information of the DNA, but we just need to continue to looking for. Where are you?
So that's it. Time's up. We couldn't do it. We couldn't find him. And just a devastating feeling, you know. And like, some people might wonder what differences losing a few frog species make. But because of how sensitive they are to environmental changes, their decline is like alarm sirens for wild ecosystems all over the world. And it just hits home in a moment like this.
This is a reality check for all of us. The biodiversity crisis is here, and it's making conservation work more difficult and more urgent. The reason that frogs are among the first ones to go is due to two unique features that make them so special. Number one, they have very distinct life stages that each require separate habitats. That means they can be threatened by changes in either aquatic or land environments. Number two, their unique biology and permeable skin make them very sensitive to environmental changes. Since most amphibians absorb oxygen to breathe through their skin, they do not have scales, feathers, or fur to protect them. That means pollution as well as bacteria and fungal infections impact them very quickly. And the same goes for swings in temperature and moisture levels, which are getting more and more extreme. And it's in that vulnerable situation that a deadly fungus called chytrid has spread like wildfire across the world, leading to a mass extinction of frogs. A truly dire situation, but Jaime and the team are convinced that recovery is possible.
And so we're not giving up hope. That is the last thing we can do. And luckily, we have one more chance, because the team has received a hot lead for a different frog species all the way up in the mountains of northern Ecuador. So it's a new day, we're back at it looking for yet another harlequin frog, and this time we've got some extra help from the local community in the region of Chinambi.
Para mí es mi vida, y es algo que me cambió personalmente, ha cambiado a mi familia. Entendemos mejor la vida, que no hay que preocuparnos de tener cosas materiales, sino que los anfibios son algo hermoso, algo que debemos cuidar. A través de eso cuidamos nuestras aguas, cuidamos nuestro bosque para futuras generaciones.
The knowledge of local communities is essential to the ARC's work, and Clever is a devoted protector of amphibians in the area. With his extensive understanding of the terrain, he's guiding us on our search. The species we're looking for this time was first rediscovered in 2012 after 20 years of being lost. Or at least that's one hypothesis, because there's also a chance that it might be an entirely new species altogether. In any case, this frog with a mysterious identity is insanely rare, and the ARC desperately needs to find them, build up their numbers, and learn more about them before it's too late. You would think that with a bit of practice, I'd be getting better at this. But no. The night has fallen, it's headlamps on, let's go.
Very fun one. Vamos! Very well. Very beautiful male.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a moment. It feels way bigger than just one animal, and it is. I mean, not to mention the emotional roller coaster that we've been on this week. But finding this individual is giving hope to its species. I'm just so happy. We're back in the lab with this beautiful frog that we found in the wild, and it's a healthy male. So the first crucial step is complete.
And the best part? This success was made possible by the Planet Wild community. We're funding missions like this every month. If you want to chip in, check the link in the description. And we're not stopping here, because to start a breeding program, we still need to find a female. That's why Planet Wild is funding a total of 50 expedition days to continue the search for a female partner to our newfound friend, and of course, to head back to Tatawattsu River to find Athuri. If we're successful, the Ark can once again earn its name and kickstart the process of repopulating the lost frogs of Ecuador. And that's where the lab work will start. And we're stepping up again and covering the cost for a full year of breeding and reproduction. So this is a mission with an open ending. And of course, we'll share the progress on our Discord and here on YouTube. It's that open-endedness, that uncertainty of success that makes the dedication of Jaime and the team all the more inspiring. They know that if we're going to bring these frogs back from the edge, it's not going to be easy. And their work holds a message for all of us facing the biodiversity crisis today. That we have to keep going. That the only thing worse than trying unsuccessfully is not trying at all. So, what can you do next? Join Planet Wild with the link in the description or the QR code over here. Or watch another video over here.